Hey man, this video will be very deep and very valuable because I think every single man should build the skill of sexual discipline. Because if we don't, then we become vulnerable and we might do things that we regret in the future. I'm in a funny mood today. I just got off the funniest Zoom call I have ever been on with like a mentor of mine and a few friends. I have barely laughed so hard in a couple of years. It's still baffled. I literally started sweating from laughing. Crazy. But we're still gonna film this video because it's important and I want to give you the man's perspective of doing celibacy for 30 days with my girlfriend who I've been with for over 5 years. I was the initiator of this. I had the idea to do this. And so I want to give you my perspective on why I did it. And to give you some context, I was addicted to pornography as a teenager. I was addicted to masturbation and to orgasming as a teenager in combination with pornography. And I quit pornography around 5 years ago. I have masturbated very little in the last 5 years. And I've done phases of semen retention in my relationship, meaning we had sex, but I didn't ejaculate during sex. So I've pretty much tried those 3 levels of like sexual discipline, right? And the first reason why I wanted to try this was just sexual discipline. I wanted to challenge myself. And that is a big reason, but the bigger reason was actually that I wanted to challenge myself in a way where it's quite easy to make your woman feel loved and feel desired when you're having sex. But when you cut out this, how would I say this? When you cut out, see if my voice is a bit damaged because I laughed so hard. When you cut out this important, or not even important, what's the right word? This strong intimacy that you experience during sex. If you cut that out of a relationship, what will happen, right? That's what I wanted to figure out and pretty much improve my skill of making her feel loved and making her feel desired without sex. That's why I wanted to do this. Now let's talk about how this went, the challenges I faced. I'll be honest, I wasn't struggling to not have sex. Yes, I have a very high sex drive and I was still sleeping in the same bed as my girl. Sometimes we live in different, like we both live with our parents still, right? So that's why we don't spend every evening or every night together. But like twice, 3 times a week, we sleep in the same bed. We both sleep naked. We cuddle, we kiss, right? It was just not having sex, not sexual intimacy. And so of course I got horny. But I could still control myself because if I say I'm not gonna have sex for 30 days, then I'm not gonna have sex for 30 days. Simple as that. What I did face though was something that's commonly called blue balls, which pretty much just is, yeah, you get so aroused sexually that your pelvic floor, your balls, and sometimes even your penis start hurting, and it's like this. It's not a nice sensation. I've had it in the past as well, but it got kind of intense during these 30 days. What I noticed though, or what I learned though, was I learned this technique last year pretty much, where you breathe your sexual energy throughout your body. You breathe down the front and up the spine, right? It's like a spiritual technique. And I did that to kind of, circulate that energy throughout my body and get it away from my genitals. And that actually relieved the pain. That actually helped me, relieve the pain in like a couple of minutes. So that was quite interesting. Now, also what I noticed is I felt less incentivized to spend time with her, which sounds kind of rude, but it's the honest truth. I my ego thought, oh, you're not gonna have sex with her anyway, so like why even spend time with her, right? And I thought that was actually very interesting, right? That was like my lustful brain talking. That was quite interesting, to be honest. I didn't really expect that. And so yeah, when I faced it, it was like kind of unexpected, but I still was able to deal with that and still spend time with her, and like I said, still love her. And that was the third really big challenge of like really making her feel loved, making her feel desired, and making her feel secure in the relationship, even though I knew that we're not gonna have sex for at least 30 days, right? We said at least 30 days, and we're still on celibacy. We're on like, what, day like 35 or something. Maybe we're gonna continue, maybe not. We'll see. I'm still debating that in my head. I'm still not completely sure about that. We'll see. But anyway, there were a few expected and unexpected side benefits to this whole thing that I want to tell you about. First of all, as I expected, my focus at work did improve, but only for the first around 14 days, first 2 weeks. I really could just see myself having more energy, being more focused, being more purpose-driven, more goal-striving. That really did help. But after 2 weeks, it flatlined. I'll be completely honest about that. Now, one thing I was kind of uncertain about, whether like which option would happen, whether there would be more sexual attraction or less sexual attraction during these 30 days. Turns out there was a lot more of this spark, this sexual tension between us, and a lot more of us hinting towards sex, right? Making like sex jokes and stuff, and just kind of, yeah, I think you get what I'm saying here. And also what I realized is I found her a lot more attractive, just naturally. And she, and this might sound weird, but she became more seductive. She acted more seductive. I'm not gonna tell you in which ways because it's still my girlfriend and I'm not gonna share those details. But that was a very interesting thing. I didn't expect that to happen, to be completely honest. And I'm not sure why that was, right? But of course she could see that I could control myself, and I think it was almost like a challenge, right? She became more seductive to challenge me on like, can he really do this, right? Like, can he really sleep in the same bed with me naked and, right, still keep to his word? I think that's what it was. Nonetheless, I'm not sure what it was, but it was very interesting. Now the last thing, which was extremely unexpected, and only during these 30 days did I learn why that was the case, like why this happened, was I felt a lot more drawn to nature and to entertainment content on YouTube or something similar, right? For me, that mostly manifested in watching movies and me being drawn towards YouTube Shorts, which I have quit last year fully, and I watch very little entertainment content in general. So that was interesting. I felt more of this urge to just watch entertaining stuff. Normally when I have lunch or when I have dinner, I don't have breakfast anymore, intermittent fasting. When I have lunch, when I have dinner, I usually just sit at the table or I sit on my balcony and just have food, right? Just eat the food and just be present with the food and taste the food. I don't really watch content or listen to a podcast anymore. I did that in the past, but I noticed it's not really enjoyable. It's way more enjoyable to just eat the food, right? And so during these 30 days, I just randomly started watching movies again. And also at work, I started watching YouTube Shorts randomly. And I thought that was so interesting. And then actually during these 30 days, I learned why this happened. And it was because I didn't get as much of this feminine rejuvenating energy from my girl because we weren't having sex, right? Just that part of energy that I got from her usually just wasn't there. And I'm not saying every woman gives you feminine energy during sex, because that's simply not true. But for us during sex, it's mostly that I'm in my more masculine, she's more in her feminine, right? Now, I didn't expect that. And like I said, I realized that this happened because I didn't get this energy as much from her. And honestly, this was kind of the biggest challenge that I faced. Because I don't want to watch entertainment content. I just want to either work, be focused on my work, or watch educational content like videos like this, right? Or, just be present and eat my food and not have this feeling of like, I like this urge to watch a movie. It was literally an urge. It was like almost like a drug that I cut out of my life and now I needed it again, right? So that was very, very interesting. Now, one lesson that this whole experiment taught me once again is that just because we feel a desire for something, that doesn't mean we need to act on that desire. That's the one lesson that helped me quit pornography and quit masturbation a couple of years ago. Pretty much just knowing I feel this emotion, but I don't need to act on it. Just knowing that it is there and observing it is enough. And I can make my own conscious decision about whether I want to pursue it or not, right? That was the main takeaway for me from this whole thing. And there were a few other ones as well, which I'll quickly tell you. First of all, I learned, sure, sex is great, but honestly, I think in the future, I'll go quality over quantity when it comes to sex. And having even more of conscious, almost spiritual sex, rather than just having sex to have sex, right? Really, being very conscious about how I spend my sexual energy in that sense, right? Now, what I will also say is my skill to make her feel loved, like I said, got really challenged by this whole experiment, and it really improved to make her feel loved, to make her feel desired. My whole spontaneity, my presence, my humor, all of that improved a lot. And that is why I would recommend something like this for you as well. Some challenge which has to do with sexual discipline in your relationship, right? It could be quitting pornography if you're still watching that. It could be semen retention. Depends on the level you're at this moment, right? Maybe it's even completely abstaining from physical contact, whatever, right? Maybe you're on that level already. Depends. You're probably not. But depends, right? Now, if you decide to do something like this, especially if you decide to do something that involves your girl as well, then decide that with her and tell her the true reasons why you want to do this. Because telling your woman, I don't want to have sex for 30 days, that could also feel very rejecting to her. That could feel like you're just trying to, I don't know, cheat on her or something like that. So make it very clear why you want to do this. And maybe it seems a bit weird to her if it does show her this video, right? If she's like, oh, well, why? Like, don't you find me attractive? Show her this video and really like just prove to her that this is actually the reason why you want to do this, right? And just be open about it. Just be completely honest and tell her, like, I want to do this because I feel like it would really improve the relationship. What I said to my girl was, I want us to take a step back to take 2 steps forward. And that's what we did. Now, if you want to learn more about all this stuff, sexual discipline, how to improve a relationship, what you can do is join our free community. I teach a lot more stuff in there, and we're building a collective of mature and ambitious guys who want to take their relationship to the next level. That's the topic of the community. It's completely free, like I said, and right now we're still quite small, which means if you join now, the possibility of me replying to your posts or your comments, and it's not a Discord server, it's a very high quality platform that we're hosting it on, costs me $100 per month, even though it's free. I'm paying that money because I think it's important. And yeah, right now I'll reply to 100% of comments and posts. In the future, that will not be the case. I'll be completely honest about that. Once we have like a couple hundred members, I just won't have enough time to do that. So keep that in mind. I'll see you in that community. I hope this video helped you. Honestly, try something like this because it's really, really eye-opening. And man, most men have never done something like this. And I think that's sad. I honestly think that's not the way to go, to just continue doing what you've been doing. Right? It's this old Einstein quote of like, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That's Einstein's definition of insanity. And I agree. So if your relationship has been a bit stale over the last few months, years, maybe it's gotten into this stage of just being bored of each other, there's no spark, there's no excitement, man, then try something like this. And keep in mind, you need to improve yourself. You need to work on yourself. You cannot change your woman directly. What you can do is you can change yourself, and through that affect your woman. And be a role model, right? And be the complementary opposite to what you want her to be. That's what you can do, and that's what we teach inside of our community. So if you're interested, click the link in the description, join that community. I'll see you inside. And yeah, man, I wish you all the best. This was more of a laid back video because I was in a very funny mood and still am. But yeah, the next videos will be deeper. Or not deeper, but more conscious and more, what's the right word? With more grit to them again. So yeah, I'll see you soon, man. Take care. Bye.